Hey everybody, Renegade68 here with the cool investigation theme with some more Let's Play Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair. Is that what the song's called? Kill Command? Kill Command. That makes me think of Hearthstone. Anyways, there's nothing to examine here if I remember correctly. So, yeah, we're in the school now, apparently. Things just got really trippy. I don't know where this is going. I'm scared it's going towards a sad ending, but at the same time, the first game was all like, oh, hope, and this game's been like that too. So I'm thinking it's probably going to be a happy ending anyways. I don't know how happy it can be now that Shaki's dead. I don't know. It's so sad! But whatever. We have to keep moving forward, as they say. So, let's go. Do we have a map now? No. Alright, so... man, everything's just glitching out. Huh? That's weird. This is the hallway I walked through to get to the gymnasium, but... it's clearly different. Honestly, I don't remember, but okay. I'll take your word for it. Is this Monoguma's doing too? It might be, it might not be. This is probably all some virtual reality thing. Like, otherwise we're tripping some major balls. Is he trying to confuse us again? I don't know how he's doing it, but he keeps doing it over and over again. He's so persistent. But I'm not going to fall for his trap. There's no way this will make me back down now. God, like, this is so trippy. We've got to be in some kind of virtual reality thing. Like, there's no other explanation. Is there? Like, look at this. Otherwise, we're tripping massive balls. Otherwise, I don't know. So, like, is everyone actually dead? I don't know. Like, are you real? Are you a figment of my imagination? I don't know. Are we both experiencing the same virtual reality thingy? Did everyone die in the virtual reality thingy? Does that make them dead in real life, or are they still alive? I don't know. This hallway, there's a strange feeling to it, no? There's a strange feeling to this whole building. God, all the glitches. As if an invisible wall has been erected to limit our movement. Multiple ones, actually.
I am concerned.
Is it just me? No. But are you experiencing all this glitchiness too? Because, it's kinda weird. Very weird. So let's see. We can go over there. Where else is there to go? We can go this way. Oh, Pat. What an appropriate time, Pat. Hey, it's Usami now. Great. So do we still have regulations? Apparently we do. Looks like there's a lot to do over here, so I'm gonna leave this. I'm gonna go see what was down that hallway. We have this, another door we seemingly can't go through. This long hallway that leads to nothing. But I think it looks too important to just lead to nothing. I feel like at some point we're gonna come back here. Otherwise, I doubt they would have went out of their way to make this. Then again, if this was part of the school in the first game, maybe that's why it's here. But I don't know. It looks like too important, so... I'm also going to go around here. I believe this just loops around from where we were before, though, right? I'm just trying to confirm that. Yeah, it looks like it, right? Because this is just a dark hallway with nowhere to go, and then... this is somewhere, another place we can't go to. The only place we can seemingly go to is the dojo. So let's go! This was a location near the end of the first game, yeah. This was... I don't remember... was this where the fifth murder took place? The fifth murder, quote-unquote? I know they were investigating this, but I'm not sure if this is the was where the fifth murder took place, or if this was investigated after, like, they were given free roam of everywhere. I don't remember, but this was definitely involved. Anyways... is this a dojo? It's full of strange things that make me think there's no way we're inside a school. Perhaps it's a mistake to expect the inside of this building to make sense. Let's see, so we have... let's see what kind of stuff we have. We've got the armor. We've got a book. We've got Cherry Blossom Tree. We've got Target. Cherry blossom, more cherry blossom trees. Training dummy, locker. And Monokuma? Monokuma. Monokuma. Don't see any yet. Oh, we also have the camera. Of course, the first thing to examine is always the monitor. Is there another regular camera somewhere I'm not seeing? Oh, there it is. Gotta examine these. It's a must. Alright, so now that's done. I'm gonna go left to right. I know you go right to left, but I feel like that closet is important. So I think I'll leave the target for last. So what's the armor? It's armor and a helmet. Which means you have to wear it, right? That's what Luffy says. He's the smartest person. Did the map developers design this to reflect a Japanese dojo? Maybe. And then we have this book on the ground. That's clearly suspicious. I'll examine the trees first. I lied. Left to right, top to bottom. This cherry tree is in full bloom. Maybe a tasteful sight to see a blooming cherry tree inside a dojo. But in this situation, it just looks bizarre. So, anything different about this tree? Its full blossoms, the falling petals add to the elegance of the scene. If Yoko and Peko were here, it would have looked truly picturesque. Yeah, such a shame. 36 as well. I'll definitely go home. So, to be completely honest, be completely accurate, you're not tripping balls anymore, because you're definitely seemingly tripping some kind of balls. Like, everybody simultaneously seemed to think everybody else was alive, and then suddenly they were like, wait, no, they're not. But, yeah, so what's going on with that? It's going to be weird. Training dummy. There's a straw post. I guess that means it was used for training. Alright, book. We'll do book now. What is this? Is this a manga? The title is Manga for Morons, A History of Host B Academy by Monokuma. Why is a manga with such a suspicious looking title laying out in the open like this? Oh boy, let's read it. This could be fun. Maybe the chapters will be like the climax mangas from the first game. Let's start with history first, class.
Hey,
Reading manga is the third best way to learn about history. Then what's the first, you ask? That depends on the person. And what about the second? Ah, whatever. Just as I thought, Monokuma made this. Totally explains how suspicious it looks. Really want to just ignore it, but there's no way I can do that. Final look at it. Look at anything that might be a clue to getting out of here, no matter what it is. Manga for Morons. I love the picture. Just such a generic. Yeah. History of Host B Academy of Monokuma. Just like, what's with the girl and the cat though? They have nothing to do with it. Picked up the manga off the floor and started flipping through the pages. It's an introduction to Host B Academy's history, as narrated by the cutesy character on the cover. The story begins with an introduction to Host B Academy. Host B Academy is a government-funded school of privilege where only the most talented high school students can hope to attend. Unless they're reserve course students, of course. Built to raise hope in the nation's future, many of its alumni are key leaders of various industries. New students are chosen through a scouting process, but the ones who scout them are Host B Academy's teachers, who serve as both educators and researchers of talent. I think that might be the first time we're learning about this. So, they're deciding who they want to teach. Ain't that convenient. Host B Academy isn't just a school for talent, it's also a school for researching talent as well. However, for the past few years, Host B Academy has been suffering from a decline in funding. If this persists, the Academy believes they will not be able to make progress with their research of talent. So they decide to implement a new system, the Reserve Corps students. The Reserve Department. Unlike the main department who scouts for students, the Reserve Department uses a general entrance exam. Normal faculty was hired and placed in charge of looking after the Reserve Department. The expenses and exam fees for the Reserve Department are quite high compared to most high schools. So it's basically people just going there to be like, oh, I admire them. But, I mean, it's understandable. But, I could see why people might look down on those people as well. Nevertheless, Host B Academy received an endless stream of applicants. Applicants. Because you do still get to be in the same school as all the actual ultimates, which can be fun and interesting. Host B Academy was now available to talentless commoners, people who only cared about the brand. With this, Host B Academy managed to amass sizable funds and began further research of talent. to create Host P Academy's earnest wish, a true genius who would become mankind's hope. Yeah, that's what Nagito would like, right? The ultimate hope. But just when they thought everything was going well, an unprecedented incident occurred. The incident that triggered the tragedy, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. So what the fuck is that? You've been vague as shit about this throughout every single fucking fact. That's right, it was the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. What tragedy? Hope's Peak Academy was crippled by this incident. Kryptonited. And was forced to shut down without accomplishing anything. I don't get it. What is the incident? What happened? The end. What? Huh? The ending was so sudden, like a manga that's suddenly canceled in the middle of its run. Oh, that's so true and hurtful. Although to be honest, a manga that's canceled would at least probably have a little bit of a better ending than that, because they're always given like a 6-week notice or something. I know that's how it is, at least in Shonen Jump. I don't know about all the magazines, but yeah. Plus, these phrases mentioned at the end of this manga. The tragedy and the tragedy of Host P Academy. These names are so melodramatic. There's no way these incidents really happened, right? Or if they did, could they be clarified a little? The manga only mentions the names, so I don't really know the details. Yeah! Neither does the player, even if they played the first game. No, it would just be a waste of time to wonder about things that don't make sense. More importantly, I learned something because of this manga. The Reserve Department. That department was only built to collect money. I was one of the Reserve Corps students, right?
But hold on.
That's weird! Oh, you're here again.
Shing!
Ah! The thing that's weird is you, of course! Huh?
Hey! Hey!
Why did you forget that you were part of the Reserve Department? The Future Foundation only took away your school life memories, right? But you should have known even before you entered that you had no talent, right? So I think it's weird that you actually forgot something like that, too. What do you want me to say?
By the way...
Based on my assumption, the Future Foundation must have wanted to hide the fact that you were one of the Reserve Corps students. But why?
I got it!
Or you willingly sealed those memories yourself. That's very plausible. Hajime seemed really pissed when he learned that he was part of the Reserve Corps. You wanted to be confident in yourself, so you wanted to forget everything that embarrassed you. You know, when humans experience trauma, sometimes they erase their memories of what happened. Happens pretty often. Not that I know anything about that, though. Are you saying it's my fault I forgot? That's not it.
Come on!
When things get inconvenient, you always get angry and try to brush it off. Well, it's expected of a Reserve Corps student. Damn it, what the heck? Reserve Department's banned to the truth bullets. Oh boy, I have truth bullets. So yeah, we never used that thing from Case 5. The thing about the imitator. It was just there. Like that, I don't know. That kind of bugs me. Maybe it was a red herring and that was the point, but... I don't know, it feels like it's against formula. I mean, and I don't mind being against formula every now and then, but... Like, it's the one thing that had nothing to do with it. Unless it was like, I mean, it's probably going to carry over into this, but I would think if it was, it would be like a truth bullet that we start with or something. Anyways, department populated by Reserve Corps students who took general entrance exams, in contrast to the main department which recruited ultimate level students, established to secure funds for OSP Academy. Whereas I'm guessing the main course students didn't pay anything? I'd assume? Anyways, there's also the target. And then there's the locker. I'll get to the locker later. I'll do target. Actually, no. Locker first. There are a bunch of wooden lockers here. Each of them has a traditional looking wood block key sticking out of them. You know, as you do. Only in Japan, right? I guess they're just for show. There's nothing in particular that looks like a clue. Oh, I'm sure there will be. We're definitely going to go inside there at some point, I think. Probably. Target. Target seems pretty far away. If the production team had more time, there could have been a minigame here! Wait, what am I saying? That's funny. Let's go. So where else is there to go now? There's nowhere else to go. Unless some new place opened up. I assume some new place had to have opened up. Right? Wait, Kazuichi, you weren't here before. And I guess that's where we came out of, and... So what's up with you, soda cans?
What's going on?
It's always kind of creepy. I can't go to places that I should be able to go to. It's like some rules being enforced for no reason. It's like there's an invisible wall or something. Like you have to go to one place and then the next because they don't want you to accidentally spoil yourself on something important before you get to something else. Alright, so where do I go now? Nope. Where do I go? Where did you go from? Where did you go? Where did you go from? Up that. It's gotta be in here, right? No? Well, what the hell? Where else is there to go? Like, there's no other places, right? I'm not crazy. Oh, here? 5A. Okay. Let's do it. Man, this trippiness. Alright, so all I see is the this thing right here, the book, but is it the same room we woke up in? I feel like it's not, because it looks very different. Although I don't see a Monokuma. Not at the moment anywhere. I'm looking, but I don't see one yet. Okay, so where can we examine? The door, of course. There's also the monitor. There's also... Ooh. Oh, that's the book, right. So do we have to read these in, like, sequence or something? Like the books? Or is there something else aside from books? Time will tell. And then we have, of course, the metal plates from before. Iron. Metal slabs are covering portions of the classroom where windows should usually be. To go as far as to cover the windows like that. They want to keep us locked inside, but why? Because the first game did it? Question mark? Clock doesn't have any hands. What time is it right now? We can't see outside, so I don't even know if it's night or day right now. Book. This is another manga. It's laying on top of the desk. This one is Manga for Morons, The Tragedy of Host B Academy. Huh. A continuation. Wasn't The Tragedy of Host B Academy mentioned in that other manga too? That's why Host B Academy went bankrupt, and it was the trigger for the biggest, most tragic, most awful event in human history. Can we get details on that now? Is that what this is, please? If I read this manga, I'll be able to learn a little more about the incident. Let's hope. Look at that face. I took the manga from the desk and started flipping through the pages to see what I could learn about the event known as the tragedy of Host B Academy. The story made heavy use of outdated, stylized drawings depicting characters solving mysteries. What's written here is, as the name suggests, the tragedy of Host B Academy occurred at Host B Academy. The key player in that event was a student named Izuru Kamukura. I feel like I've heard that name somewhere before. Izuru Kamukura. I feel like that name's been mentioned already in the game. I don't remember where, though. Izuru was a genius known as a symbol of hope. Host B Academy used all their resources to develop him. Okay. Can I just check that? Oh, I can't. Okay, because earlier in the game I couldn't do that. In Chapter 0 I couldn't, so, like, can I do it now? Like, the key... Okay. Tragedy of Host B Academy occurred at Host B Academy. Key player in the event was a student named Izuru Kamakura. A genius known as a symbol of hope. Host B Academy used all the resources to develop him. Okay. Supposedly, Izuru was a genius among geniuses and possessed various talents. Ultimate Mega. Ultimate Perfect. Wielding superior talent for the hope of mankind, the Academy referred to Izuru as the Ultimate Hope. Holy shit! There's a real Ultimate Hope? So, Nagi, you fucking plagiarist? I know there's a new Ultimate Luck every year, but other than that, they should have, like, original Ultimates. Nagi, you're such a plagiarist. I know your Luck was a plagiarist too, but you're just a plagiarist to the end. Anyways. So, well, Nagito, I guess? Meh. To protect such a rare talent, their academy completely concealed all evidence of Izuru's origins and identity. So wait, is this the ultimate... no, it couldn't be that simple. I was about to say the ultimate imposter, but it couldn't be that simple. Because of that, most of the students at the academy were completely unaware of Izuru's existence. But Izuru, who was known as the symbol of hope, was responsible for a horrible incident. Is he the guy who was on the boat with Nagito in Chapter 0? Because he was bored of everything, right? And that would be understandable for someone who's super good at everything. If you're super good at everything, then you might just be bored of the world. But Izuru, who is no symbol of hope, was responsible for a horrible incident. Similar to Nagito, but not Nagi. Naigi. 13 students of Hope Peak Academy's student council, among the academy's best and brightest, were brutally murdered by Izuru. Well, shit. However, the incident did not end there. The academy tried to protect Izuru's superior talent and conceal the incident as though it never happened. Well, holy shit! I think there's supposed to be a prequel manga about that. I've heard about it. I don't know if that's exactly what it's talking about. Probably not. Maybe it is. But I know there's supposed to be like a prequel manga that takes place before... Is it light novel or manga? I'm not sure. It takes place before the events of the first game or something. Anyways. It might be Izuru they were talking about. I don't remember. However, a certain student began working in secret to use that incident to their advantage. Oh. The student uncovered what the academy did, and by making that knowledge public, it stoked the fires of reserve course students who had long been dissatisfied with how they'd been treated. And the uprisings began. And that heralded Hope Peak Academy's destruction. This is the entirety of the tragedy of Hope Peak Academy. But what about the most despaired event in human history? Eventually, that incident would lead to the horrifying, devastating incident. And what is that? The incident would be known as the biggest... Okay, but what is it? Works cited. Danganronpa 0. Yeah, that's it. That's what I was talking about. There was like, I'm not sure if it's a manga or a light novel, but there is a prequel to the Danganronpa, and I heard about it, Danganronpa 0. I know when I was looking up all the Danganronpa stuff, because I knew, like when I found out, oh, there's a sequel to this game, what about other stuff? I found out about another episode, I found out apparently there was some prequel stuff, there's like a manga involving Kirigiri, there's, or is it light novel? I get them confused. Some are mangas, some are light novels, and there was a prequel called Danganronpa 0. So I'm gonna have to read that when I'm done playing this game. With a heavy sigh, I closed the manga. Am I supposed to believe this? There's no way 13 people were killed at Hope Peak Academy. What irony! For a genius known as the ultimate hope to cause such a gruesome incident. A talent like that is too regal for society. It's like trying to buy juice with a bar of gold. Actually, this makes me curious. When you said Nagito reminded you of someone in the past, were you referring to Izuru or Naigi? Question mark? I don't know. Maybe the player was supposed to think it was Naigi, but it was actually Izuru? So this game doesn't necessarily take place after the first one? Or no, wait. I don't know. You should be lucky that you're incompetent. Damn it, he always has to lead off to something offensive. He seriously pisses me off. But ultimate hope. Nagito mentioned that before too. Looks like it means something completely different here. What Nagito said was the true meaning of hope. But for Izuru, hope simply means talent. More importantly, a genius who possesses various talents. Wish they'd given me one of those talents I didn't have to be in the reserve department. That's right, the reserve department. Here, it said that the reserve course students in the reserve department began an uprising. Then what about me? Was I a participant too? No, it's not possible. Or is it? There's no way. I have no reason to do something like that. That you can remember. Tragedy of Hope Peak has been added to your truth bullets. I've learned about the tragedy of Hope Peak Academy, but biggest, most awful, most tragic event is far worse incident, right? What kind of incident was it? And who's the other student that isn't Izuru? Oh, the student that leaked it. Certain student who secretly used this incident to their advantage. Who is that? This incident is really messed up, but all it's doing is raising more questions. Yes, indeed. So, is the game going to explain the horrible incident, or do I have to read Danganronpa 0 for that? Hope Peak Academy invested all their resources to create Izuru Kamakura, the ultimate hope. Izuru was later involved in an incident in which he brutally murdered 13 members of the student council. Despite the Academy's efforts to conceal this incident, a certain someone took advantage of this incident to provoke the dissatisfied reserve department students into rising against the Academy. The person you think of off the top of your head that might do that is Nagito, but Wait, no. I don't know if you do that or not. You guys can rise above this, or I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Anyways. The mysteries just keep piling up. So, that should be everything in here, right? Yeah, then let's get out of here. Now where are we going? So we got that, or whoa, what? That wasn't there before! God damn it, Monokuma, you're messing with our shit. And then there's that, and then there's... Where's the person now? There's gotta be another person, right? There's always a new person to talk to. Where's the new person? There's no new person? Come on, there should be a person, right? I don't see a person. I guess I'll go and assume for now there's no person. So where are we going? Wait, what? Where was I just now? I was in here, right? 5A? Oh. Yeah, this was a door before, wasn't it? Or am I crazy? Might be crazy. So the new place that opened up has to be down here, I believe. And is that where somebody else is? No, no one. Raw. Biolab. What does that mean? I guess we're gonna find out. Let's do it. And always it looks like there's more manga. But what the hell is this room? It's freaking cold in here. Ah, this is the morgue from the first game, where all the dead bodies are. I don't know if there's the dead bodies from this game too or not, but it's like I'm freezing or something. If I just stand still, I might end up freezing to death. Straight up investigate so I can get out of here already. Alright, the manga comes last, of course. So this is refrigerator. Let's see here. There's tarp, monitor, camera, and Monokuma? Anywhere? Monokuma? Monokuma? Are you hiding somewhere, Monokuma? I don't see you. Gosh dang it, Monokuma. If you're hiding... Whoa. Whoa, what?
I've been found.
There was a What the fuck? I didn't see that. Just to let you guys know, I didn't see anything in there. I just thought... I don't know. I just kind of thought this looks like a hiding place. I'm gonna click here. Are you supposed to be able to see that? Is that visible? Or do they just... Is that just a thing you do? I'm gonna have to figure that out later, but I'm very glad I did that. That is a Monokuma I could have easily missed. Anyways. So we have 3 down, 2 to go. Surveillance camera. Why would there be a surveillance camera inside the school? Does this have the same purpose as surveillance camera as Devil Island? If so, who's watching us? Is it whoever's controlling? Alright, let's see. Tarp. This tarp looks like a plastic tarp. Why is it left out like this? Clean up after yourselves, will ya? Okay. Then of course we have the refrigerator. I've seen this in movies before. It's a refrigerator for preserving dead bodies. At least that's what it looks like. But that's not possible, right? Keeping dead bodies in a high school biolab isn't something you should joke about. It feels so forced. This idea should have been cancelled during development or something. What am I thinking? Or no. Sorry, I didn't mean to exit. I keep doing that. I kept trying to go circle to move faster. Anyways, I think that's everything that's here, so... Book. Now what's this one called? Another manga just laying around here. This time the title is... Manga for Morons, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history! Hooray! Let's see! I knew it. The next one would obviously be about this incident. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history, huh? Just what was that incident really about? Might turn out to be something lame. I flipped through the pages of the manga and I hope that I was right. Oh hey! That's the Gygas effect from the first game, right? I call it the Gygas effect because that's kind of what it looked like. When Nagi first walked into the building, he was like... he just had like delusions of Gygas and then woke up in the classroom. Of course, what actually happened is that's where his memories got cut off, but anyways. Story about creepily drawn characters who get involved in such horrifying incidents. An incident was the biggest, most awful, most blah 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 blah. Is this drawn so grotesquely because the incident itself is that grotesque? Anyway, the biggest of the creepy manga starts with this sentence. The beginning of the creepy manga starts with this sentence. Was simply the trigger. Okay. At first, the uprising by the reserve corps students was triggered the tragedy of Hospital Academy. It was initially hoped to be resolved quickly, but the situation continued to escalate to dangerous extremes. The movement started spreading all over the internet and fostered a thriving online community. The community was not limited to students, and people of various races and nations began joining in against the idea of the hope, I guess. But the movement was not confined to the internet and began spreading and eroding in the real world, like with terrorist attacks or riots or something. When the movement started, it was indistinguishable from any other demonstration inspired by social unrest. But as it spread across the world, certain abnormalities soon came to light. By then it was too late. The ends and the means had vanished, and wanton destruction became their only goal. Well, that's weird. The strong butchered the weak. The weak killed the weakest among them. And soon the weak formed factions to brutally murder the strong. As the violence and death continued to spread, the shock of their action began to disappear. So I guess this is like a super, riot, terrorist shit going on. I suppose? It'd be nice if we could see a bit more detail into this, but I guess this is a bit more detail than we got in the first game. Images would be nice. As if the era was regressing to more uncivilized times when senseless deaths were the norm. The media was oversaturated with deaths to the point where people would watch them while enjoying a meal. By the time the world realized what it had become, it was too late to stop what had happened. A feeling of immense despair began spreading and eventually engulfed the world. Acts of terrorism and coups d'etats began occurring around the world. A war waged in the name of despair. A war fought not for principles, religion, or personal gain. Just war. Pure war. Cold war. Storage war. I love that. The Major. I have to finish Hellsing Ultimate, by the way. I've seen the first 9. I watched the 9th one on Funimation subscription a while back, and then I never got around to the 10th. I really should do that soon. Anyways. And because of that, there was no way to resolve it. It was war. How could a movement started by high school students progress to such a hopeless scenario? War. The only explanation is the existence of a certain organization. War! It is neo-Nazis! Yes! Zombie Nazis! Vampire Nazis! Devoted to a certain student who influenced Hospital Academy. Oh? A group called Ultimate Despair. Okay. But which student are they devoted to? Izuru? Or somebody else? Junko? No. I think she's just one of many. Instead of using Hospital Academy's talents for the sake of mankind's hope, they use them for the sake of mankind's despair. Key members of the society use their influence to brainwash the masses in order to spread despair. Really? Tech-savvy computer programmers wrote software to spread despair. The powerful and influential created new values and morals to spread despair. And with this, they created the tragedy, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Series of events, you mean, right? I mean, it's not just one event. As long as the ultimate despair exists, the despair engulfing the world will never end. Now, who is that one student, though? Tragedy will never end. My heart was racing in my chest. My body felt ice cold. And it wasn't because I was freezing in the room. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. This is definitely all made up. I mean, if this is really true, what's happening in the outside world? My family, my friends, the convenience store I frequent, the nearby bookstore, my favorite restaurant. It would have been perfect if you just ended at the convenience store I frequent, because then it would have been my friends in Zoidberg, but or something like that. Anyways, one of these things is not like the other. What's happened to them? Especially the convenience store I frequent. I need that shit. It's convenient.
No way!
Are you seriously yelling at a manga? How crazy are you? Who would enjoy reading something like this?
What?
Oh my, you don't like manga? I prefer anime myself. I mean, I can read some manga. Like, even mystery manga are good, but the series I'm usually interested in are battle series, which I usually prefer in anime form, which is why I usually don't read a lot of manga. But because rarely do I find good mystery manga to read. There are some, but usually I prefer the anime style. A high school student who doesn't like manga is like an office lady who doesn't like to eat candy. Enough. What is this messed up manga? I thought you'd obviously know about such a horrible event that destroyed the world, but you have to remember that. Such despair. That's the Future Foundation's fault, though. Thanks for them for stealing your school memories. See, this is where things get weird. I thought Monokuma stole the school memories in the first game. So, like, what's the difference here? Where is the differing factor? The incident that happened during that period has been completely removed from your brains. This incident really happened, and I actually forgot about it? There's no way that's possible.
What are you saying?
How many times do I have to tell you? All the clues here are real.
Hello.
Please understand, I'm rooting for you. If you don't learn about the full extent of the outside world, you guys will suffer for it. I just want you to help you guys so you can live well-adjusted lives in the outside world. Woohoo! So that's how it is. That's what he meant by what he said at the beginning. As the headmaster, I'm conflicted, you know? On one hand, I'm really happy that you're finally going to graduate. Bullshit. On the other hand, I'm worried about whether you guys will be okay in the outside world. That's why I'm thinking about telling you what the outside world's like before you make a decision. Whether you want to leave Giant Rock Island or stay here. He's trying to make us feel despair toward the outside world, so we'll want to stay on the island. But there's no way I'm going to do what he wants. Despair like that simply can't exist. The outside world should be filled with hope. Like Nagito would say. Hope! Boners! Hope boners! Just like now. Perhaps no, that's definitely it. Tragedy. Let's check that out, why don't we? We're not getting many truth bullets, are we? It's all about the manga. This hopeless event was caused by a group known as Ultimate Despair and was responsible for completely destroying Host B Academy. It'd be nice if we knew who their leader was. Through their utter devotion to a certain person, they brainwashed the masses and filled countless people with despair. Whether or not this incident really happened, what in the world is this Ultimate Despair group? If they're devoted to a certain student who guided Host P Academy to his destruction, are they connected to both the tragedy and the tragedy of Host P Academy? Very maybe so. Plus, the organization isn't just one person, but a group of people. But if they're known as Ultimate Despair, they're high school students, right? Well, if they were actually able to do it, then I guess that's why they're called Ultimates. Well, there's obviously Makuro, and there's also Junko, but I believe there should be more. Like, there's no way Ultimate Despair is two people. I don't know if, like, that's what they said in the first game or not, but if they're saying it's a huge group of people in this game, then I think those two were just two of many, I'm assuming. Then are the killings we're involved in connected to them as well? It's no use, I'm gonna freeze to death! I'm at my limit. I need to get out of here. Shivering, I ran out of the freezing room.